So, my dears, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to be here with you all for our Holy Womb Grail Masterclass. And yes, we've got quite a bit to get through today, and I'm really excited to take you on a journey. So, just to introduce myself to those who don't know me, my name is Melissa. I'm a soul healer and Magdalene priestess, and I am the creator of Magdalene Rose Temple, a beautiful online temple space for a global sisterhood, of priestesses to really support you with accelerating and awakening your Magdalene priestess path, your Rose priestess lineage, your soul purpose and destiny, and really to anchor in the divine feminine into your being and for the planet as well. So, what we're going to do today is I'm going to be talking to you about the Holy Womb Grail gateways and what that really means and what this journey really is. I was really, really inspired to really work with these energies in these last few months. I just felt like there was a real calling, a real need for many women to receive this work in some way, to really receive an understanding and a transmission of this work. It's being really called to our planet and to the awakening priestesses. I really feel a lot of the times we know we need to heal our yonis and wombs, but we just don't know how. Or we get lots of bits of information from everywhere, but there isn't really a seamless process or a seamless journey. So I've been deep in this, this temple, what I call the Temple of the Holy Womb, for the last couple of months to really birth this energy through, in support of bringing it out to the world, to the priestesses, so that if you so wish, that you could receive this energy and this work, and so that you can have a deeper connection, understanding and activation of your womb, of your Holy Womb Grail. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to go into, first of all, a background. I'm going to be explaining to you about the different gateways, how they work, where they are. And after that, you're going to be receiving an initiation into the Temple of the Holy Womb with Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene. So before I get into the material, the content, just a few little house rules. I may not always spot your comments and questions. I do apologize if I don't see it, just because I'm concentrating, but I will leave a little bit of time for questions at the end. Feel free to interact with each other in the chat though, and if I spot anything, I will respond to it. And hopefully audio and everything is okay. Usually it's all right, so we'll see how we go anyway. So just to give you a bit of a background about how I came to be here, I suppose, in this energy. For many, many years, I've been really working with the Magdalene and Mother Mary energies, and they've been coming through stronger and stronger to me, to the point where they were coming through in a lot of my one-on-one sessions with people. And I realized that I was being utilized as a catalyst to really activate the Magdalene priestesses, to activate the remembrance of the Magdalene and the Magdalene within you and your journey and your priestess lineage. So it was coming through more and more, and eventually I ended up offering one-on-one Magdalene womb blessing sessions, which I don't actually offer at the moment. I'm just going through a bit of a rebirth myself right now, but maybe that will be available again sometime soon. And through these one-on-one sessions that I was doing, I was I feel, I don't know what it is, but I just feel personally very, very close, and it's very easy for me to really connect with Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene. So when people would come and receive this energetic body work, I'd see, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene step forward and begin to work on their bodies. And I think some of you here have already had those sessions with me before. So as I went on this journey, I saw a lot, and I was taught a lot, because this isn't knowledge that I've really had consciously within me. It was more channeled work. So the energies and the teachings were being channeled as I was, doing the body work for women, and working with the yonis and the wombs, and really working with unblocking and clearing, and really understanding the energetic process that Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene utilize. What kind of methods and tools and ways, and what do they do to really work to support with the healing and the clearing of the yoni in the womb. So of course there are many different methods and ways of doing this. I know there are other works out there. I can't really speak about those. But what I do know is that Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene are masters when it comes to this work. They are the priestesses of Isis, the priestesses of the Magdalene. They've been trained in the mystery schools, and they're ascended. I think they're the two most, for me, the two most powerful ascended masters that can really take you deep into your womb and your yoni, and into your feminine power. Yes, we have lots of amazing goddesses that take you into your feminine power, but there's something so much more specific with Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene. You know, when people were having these one-on-one sessions, we were basically doing etheric surgery. You know, and we were going into really, really sensitive parts of the womb and the yoni, and we were doing, you know, we were clearing attachments and imprints and blockages, and it was very, very intricate work. And I truly believe that they are the masters of this kind of what we call etheric surgery for the womb and the yoni. And I would find that Mary Magdalene would really step in to really work with those deep-seated woundings and attachments and blocks that needed to be sort of removed. It was very, very delicate work. Even though it was energetic, it was still very, very delicate. Oh, thank you, Lavinia. She says she loves my necklace. Thank you. Yeah, I thought I'd wear the cross because that's very, very symbolic of today, the Holy Womb Grail. So that's really the background. And then, you know, I really felt I was really guided to begin to work more deeply with, you know, creating more of a deeper journey around this with the Holy Womb Grail. For those who can come back to this again and again and again and continue to receive these transmissions from Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene. So today you're going to receive a taste of that in our initiation, which we'll do right, you know, at the end of our time together. So let's go into this then. So what I want to do first of all is introduce you to the 8 gateways, and I'm going to talk to you about those. So I'm going to show you a diagram I have here. So this diagram, as you can see, it's the cross. It represents the Holy Womb Grail gates. Okay, some of you may have seen something similar to this before. Now, imagine that this is your yoni entranceway here, your yoni and yoni entranceway here, and then this is your womb over here. Okay, so really when we're going on a journey with the Holy Womb Grail, we're going on a journey to activate these points. So there's 8 gateways, there's 3 gateways within the yoni. And then we're looking at what we call the womb medicine wheel, the 4 gateways on each corner of the yoni, representing the 4 elements. And then we've got the 8th gateway in the center of the womb. This is the womb, sorry. And then in the center, we've got the 8th gateway, which is the cosmic womb, the cosmic womb gateway, the final 8th gateway for the Holy Womb Grail activation. So I want you just to imagine that these are like chakras in the body. They're like chakras, but for the feminine energy system. So just see them as chakras almost, but they're more intricate and they work more deeper with your feminine essence, your feminine purpose, your feminine being. So I'm going to go through these one by one with you. So I just want to give you a bit of an outline here. So the first 3 gateways, you can see there are 3 roses here. So the first gateway we have here is the maiden, what we call the maiden archetype. That represents the yoni lips and the clitoris. And to me, this is really the representation of the white rose. We're working more with the white rose frequency here. Then we're going into the second gateway, which is the G-spot, which is about 2 to 3 inches inside your yoni. And to me, this really represents the pink rose frequency. Then we're going into the third gateway, which is the cervix, which is that little organ tunnel that connects the yoni and the womb together. And to me, this is representative of the red rose. So the cervix is basically that gateway into the womb. The cervix is the protector of the womb, but it's also the gateway into the womb. So once we get into the womb, we're then working with what we call the womb medicine wheel, which is the 4 elements. So here we've got the earth element at the base of your womb here. So that's your 4th gateway. Then we're going up, this way. This is actually, I don't know how this is showing up on video, but this is the fire element, which is on the right side of your womb. So this is the 5th gateway, the fire element, but also your masculine energy. Then we're going to the ceiling of the womb, which is the air element, which is the 6th gateway. And then we're going finally to the water element, the left side of your womb, the feminine energy, the 7th gateway. So what you're going to be doing is really through your journey, when you start working with these more consciously, you're going to start working with these gateways. And I'm sure a lot of you already have in some ways, you know. And then what happens is when you begin to clear, open and activate, just like how you do with your chakras, right? The chakras of your energy system, the more you clear and activate them, the more your heart activates. Your heart is like that central chakra that activates, the more you clear and open yourself up to the earth and to the cosmos, right? So think of, this cosmic gateway, the eighth gateway, also as that central point that activates once these gateways have been cleared and worked with and cleansed and awakened. And what really happens is an inner womb spiral begins to activate, the energy begins to flow again. It's like the body needs to remember, really needs to remember how really it operates on a divine level. A lot of these centers have been shut down because of the generations of darkness and patriarchy that we've come from, and losing all these teachings, losing all these practices and rituals that kept us connected to this kind of energy. We're coming back to remembering and reactivating ourselves again. So the body kind of knows what it needs to do, but it's more just like working with the body to kind of reactivate this energy flow. So it's basically an energetic system. It's an energetic flow, an energetic system that needs to activate. And this is what I really call the Holy Womb Grail. We've got the cross and the 8 gateways. And so once, these sort of gateways are activated, and then you start working with the 8th gateway, you start tapping into that source, that cosmic source, the cosmic womb, the point of all creation, the point which birthed the universe, because you hold that creative power within you. So it's about really activating that remembrance in your body about that creative power that you have within you, and beginning to utilize that creative power in your journey, in your life, in your purpose. Okay, so I hope you can see that there. Sorry about the lighting. So so that's really the journey there. And really what happens is when you begin to work with this more and more, the holy womb, what I call the holy womb fire, begins to activate. So it's really when this entire cross just activates, and the chalice then comes in, the chalice sort of frequency comes in the holy womb grail. The red rose begins to birth within the womb and the yoni, and you begin to hold this deeper level of power, which is exactly what Mary Magdalene did. That's the energy that she holds for our planet. That's what she supports us with. That's what she's here for, to support all of us priestesses in this journey to achieve what she achieved on her journey. So I hope that makes sense. So that's the overview there. And what I'm going to do is I just want to talk to you about each of these gateways, and so you have a deeper understanding of what they really mean, right? So the first gateway, like I said, is the maiden, which represents the white rose energy. And that is represented by your yoni lips and your clitoris. So there's a lot of energy here with the maiden. So first of all, let's just talk about kind of rough ages here. The maiden is known to be around, from the moment you are born to around 29 years old. You can still be the maiden even past 29 years old. It's like we hold all archetypes within us and can utilize them whenever we need. But we're more, I guess, physically acting out as the maiden in our first sort of 29 years, or up until you have children, because when you have children, and then you're going into the mother aspect, which is the second gateway. So the first gateway is really those and the positive energies of that is really about innocence. It's about purity. It's about inspiration. There's a lot of lightness to the maiden. She's out there in the world. She's exploring. She's experimenting. So I got a bit distracted, and this is not provided with the webinar, no, but this is provided in the course that I'm going to be releasing next week, which I'll talk to you about later. So she represents really this innocent, divine feminine innocence, I suppose, this really pure, fresh energy of the feminine. However, your experiences through your first 29 years, and even up to wherever you are at right now, can really impact the maiden, can really impact these areas of your yoni. So really the negative aspect of the maiden is really distrust, because think about the negative experiences that you may have had with partners, sexual intimacy, sexual experiences, romantic experiences, any form of kind of first contact, first loves, first relationships, first encounters. It's unique for everybody, but all these kinds of experiences can impact your maiden if you haven't really fully gone in and healed and brought those experiences to closure. So the maiden can be distrustful because really she's the first gateway of the yoni. So she can feel, what's the word, violated. If she's been touched disrespectfully, treated disrespectfully, even as a young girl, if there was any kind of dishonoring or disrespect of your kind of womanhood, your feminine journey, the maiden can be impacted by this. I always see when the maiden's kind of needing healing, I always see her as more of a dull energy. She's a bit more dull, a bit more heavy, almost like she's carrying the burdens of the world almost, because her lightness has kind of been impacted by the heaviness and the harshness of the world through the choices that she's made and through the experiences that she's had. The most important part of the maiden aspect that I really feel, really needs to be healed and supported and strengthened is the menarche, which is the first time you menstruated. So in ancient cultures, the menarche was celebrated. It was what we call the rite of the menarche. It was a celebrated time when you first had your blood, your moon blood. It was a time of celebration for your next phase of your feminine journey. It was a time of sacred honoring to really work with your blood and offer it to the earth and offer it for healing and to really go on a journey into the depths of your femininity, right? However, reality is you didn't have that experience. The reality is that it was probably just really dismissed, or it was suppressed, or it was rushed, or it was sad, or it was, frustrating, or whatever it may have been. However it was that your mother reacted, or anyone else around you supported you or reacted, had an effect on you, and maybe not even consciously but subconsciously, because it's also been inherited through the ancestral line as well, your connection to your womb and yoni. So it's also really important to work with the maternal line, the mother, grandmother, great grandmother, to access a deeper level of healing there. So really to bring more power back to that time of your menarche can have such a ripple effect on those years of your life. If you think about, if you did have a celebration and ritual like that, how different your life and your choices could have been. And how different, therefore, the experiences your yoni and womb has endured, and therefore, what are you holding within, and how activated is she or how unactivated is she? So trauma can create numbness, and that can be quite common, around the first gateway. Well, around a lot of the yoni actually, but the first gateway, like the clitoris and the yoni lips, there can be experience of numbness there because of any trauma, especially in those early years when you weren't able to really fully process it, and it's kind of got blocked in that place. And I do also feel, those really early years, we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4 years old, have a massive impact on the development of the pleasure aspect of your yoni as well, and the ability to really feel and sense and connect to that part of you. If there's been any kind of deep suppression around those years, sometimes we have to go back all the way that far as well to really clear and unblock, because those years are really about sensing. You're touching things, you're touching grass, you're touching flowers, you're playing, you're getting to know the environment. But if there was any restriction there, then that's also going to restrict the senses in your yoni too. So we can go really, really deep into these gateways, really, really deep. I mean, you can just keep going. But what's really good is that I just want to I'm seeding right now the awareness for you, so you can have more of an awareness to start consciously working with them. So let's go into the second gateway, the G spot, 2 to 3 inches inside your yoni, to me represents the pink rose. So this is the mother aspect. So you're going deeper into the ownership and the embodiment of your feminine energy. So this can be activated when you have children, or it's usually, I'd say, activated around those years of kind of 29 to 30 something, when you're kind of in those maternal sort of stages, when the body is sort of developing in that sort of maternal way. So the mother, the positive aspect is really all about fertility and fullness. It's about purpose, really kind of embodying your purpose, embodying your feminine essence, and really having a voice with your feminine power, with your feminine essence, to really be in alignment and integrity and in honor of your feminine wisdom and your feminine needs and your self-care and self-love. Also, there's a fullness and ripeness there around, like I say, your purpose and your gifts. So really embodying more of that and being more authentic in that, really authentic to your true feminine essence, and really authentic to your voice and your ability to set boundaries and stand your ground as well. Of course, we have negative aspects here too, because a lot of the times through ancestral inheritance, through society, through past negative experiences, you may feel quite choked up in the throat, right? Because the yoni and the throat are very linked, actually. So, with the mother, there can be restrictions there around really honoring what's true for you, putting yourself first, taking care of yourself, and making time for nurture and self-love. But also, with that, if you cannot really be in integrity to yourself, if you can't really voice your needs or voice your boundaries or voice your true self, your true purpose, your true beliefs, whatever that may be, that creates a blockage then in that aspect of manifesting your purpose and your gifts, but also coming into a deeper sense of embodiment with that pink rose energy, which is your feminine identity, really your feminine divinity. It's like your divine self, right? So you're in this fullness and ripeness. So when working with this gateway, there can be I guess a sense of abundance here as you clear through this, a sense of abundance. Of course, working again, like I say, with the maternal line is really, really important as well, especially with that mother aspect, because a lot of imbalances and distortions can come from your relationship to your mother, and also just what's been passed down through the lineage. So then we go into our third gateway, which is the cervix, and this is represented by the crone. So go back to the ages then. So roughly, the mother aspect on a physical level plays out between, I'd say, between the ages of 29 to 50, thereabouts. And then we're going into the crone energy, which is about 50 upwards. You're beginning to anchor more of the crone in your physical self. Again, you can, like I said, you can tap into these at any time, no matter what age you are. So it's quite my favorite energy, really, the crone. It represents the red rose and also the black rose. So going into the black ray here, the cervix takes you into the depths of your subconscious self, into your shadows, into, I guess, that black hole. It's really the black ray, the black Madonna, going into a dark night of the soul, tapping into your deeper feminine wisdom, going into your psyche, really working with the psychic aspects of self, the psychic powers, and a deeper knowledge, and I guess shamanic gifts as well, more feminine shamanic gifts with the connection to the earth, but also to the cosmos as well. So the cervix, is really utilizing those moments of deep transformation, deep death, what we call death rebirth. So not an easy energy actually to work with all the time. Sometimes when you're pulled into that, it's not really a comfortable experience, but you learn to work with it and see the gifts and the positive aspects of it, the more you work through it. So really the crone energy, it is about carrying and holding that wisdom of the lineages within you as well. So you're embodying more of the positive aspects of your physical lineage. So thinking about the lineage of your father and your mother, the gifts that have come through those lines. Of course, there's negative aspects that come through, but there's also gifts as well, right? So really that crone energy, it's about tapping into the deepest subconscious self to clear, to heal, to release, and to retrieve those gifts of your lineage, your genetic line, and to really hold and carry and really take a deeper ownership of those. Also through the cervix, you can access the past lives and the Akashic records as well, because this is all the subconscious self. This is all the stuff that's hidden away. It's almost like a treasure chest that when you open it up, it's like filled with, even fears and insecurities. So you're working a lot with those shadow aspects of self, really clearing those deepest fears of life, of death, and whatever else, that you're holding within, clearing through those traumas as well. The crone helps you to access all of that, so that you can bring all of this up into healing and into light and into wholeness. So again, another really, really deep journey there with the crone. Then once you work your way through the third gateway, you begin to enter into the womb medicine wheel. So then we're looking at the 4 elements here. So first of all is the base of the womb, which is the earth element. So we're talking like the base of the womb bowl. And a lot of energy here, really, because the earth and the air, so the air is in the ceiling of the womb and the earth is in the base of the womb. They work together to really hold that balance of heaven and earth within you, that ability to really connect and root into the earth, but also reach out into the cosmos and into your higher self. So the earth to me is really all about your relation. It really is your relationship to the earth. But also, going all the way back into the time of, really being in your mother's womb, your experiences in the womb, your experiences during gestation, your experiences through being birthed into this world, and how your baby self really responded and connected to the earth when she was born. Again, a lot of rituals and practices have been forgotten and lost over time, such as placenta healing, working with the placenta. A lot of the times, as babies, you're just disconnected from the placenta straight away, and that can create quite a lot of shock and trauma in the body. And so I go deeper into the placenta. I'll talk to you more about that later, but I go deeper into that in the course, which is going to open up next week. But the placenta, working with the placenta and the placenta healing and really rebirthing and reconnecting to the placenta and healing that discord and that disconnection really supports that earth element within your womb. So it's different for everybody. Everybody has their own relationship with the earth. Everybody has their own ability to hold certain elements within them. Some people are very, very earthy. Some people are more airy. So it just really depends on where you're at with that and what you need. Or you might find, no, I've worked on the earth, I don't need so much there. I always feel like we always need the earth, because we're always needing to come back and root ourselves in even deeper than ever before. Every time we go deeper, then we can go higher into the cosmos, and the deeper we go, the higher we can go. So it is a beautiful balancing act that we have to constantly work through. As you may have noticed in those ebbs and flows of your spiritual journey, you're going to sometimes really work with the earth and your roots, and sometimes you really need to expand and go into the cosmos. So working with that beautiful balance there. So, and again, the earth aspect is that connection to the grid. And you've probably, if you've watched my videos before, I always talk about the earth's grid and how important it is, the ley lines of the earth, and how important it is to be hooked in and connected to that grid of light, which is what sustains all of life. And if we're not, which a lot of people aren't, a lot of us do sometimes just disconnect and we don't realize, that creates health problems, imbalances, disconnections, inability to manifest, inability to really ground in your ideas, your goals, your desires. A lot of stuckness and stagnation can be in the earth aspect as well, either because there's just too much congestion there or there's a disconnection there. So there's a lot there too. Then we move on to the fire element, which is on the right side of the womb and also represents your right ovary. So not only is this fire, but it's also your masculine aspect of self. One of my favorite areas to work on actually is the left and the right side of the womb, because this is where we hold the most blocks, I think, really truly do. We're always working with balancing and healing our masculine and feminine forces. So of course on our journeys, I think almost all of us must have had some negative experiences with the masculine energy in some way, whether it be in your own energy, feeling imbalanced in some way within yourself, or whatever has played out in the relationship to your father, relationship to partners as well, or acquaintances. So the fire element is really representing your passion, your purpose, and your ability to take action. A lot of the times this can be imbalanced. Either there's not enough fire here or there's too much fire here. So of course, if there's too much fire, we need to balance that out with more water. If there's not enough, we need to then ignite more fire here. So really a lot of masculine blocks around here. So I do sometimes see, especially with the right ovary, blockages around the ovary, sometimes sort of defense mechanisms and walls are held here that really need to open up and release. Deep sort of unforgiveness or traumatic events, or just unresolved experiences can be just really deeply wedged into this right side of the womb, sometimes really wedged into the corner, and also into the right ovary as well. Just depends on where it's decided to sit. Really, when we're clearing the womb, the objects that can be in there are things like, kitchen utensils, and sometimes weapons, and sometimes really uncomfortable looking spiky things or whatever. So they're all thought forms as well. It's kind of how we translate certain emotions and experiences, and then we hold that energy, in that part of the womb as well. So, is there anything else I need to say about that? I feel like that's something I'm not saying here. So, yeah, so really, it's about taking aligned action. The fire and the water need to work together. So, if you're taking too much action and you're not really going into that state of receptivity, you need to really start working with the water element, which we'll get to in a minute, to really balance that out. But if you need more fire here, then I always feel like there's something there that's blocking the fire from really igniting. So sometimes there's something that's really suppressing the fire, and that really needs to clear and open up to feel safe in your power, to feel safe in your fiery power and fiery expression of your feminine self. Then we go into the next gateway, which is the ceiling of the womb, which is the air element. This is actually one of my favorites. Actually, they're all my favorite, but this is really one of my favorites. So this is really all about expansion. This is about really unrestricting yourself, finding more freedom in your life and really breaking those chains, those karmic chains, those expectations, those cords, whatever that may be that's holding you down or preventing you from really expanding into your fullest light. So the air element really supports that expansion, that fresh energy and that lightness and that movement, right? So opposite being the earth element there. If you are really stuck in the earth element, we need to work then with the air to really pull and lift you up and bring like a fresh flow of energy into the body, so that, I guess, more clarity, more insight, more truth, more realization, more ability to see opportunities can be presented to you. And like I said, this is about freedom as well. So it's about unblocking those, whatever karmic circumstances are, or those belief systems, to really set yourself free and to have that emotional freedom, physical freedom, spiritual freedom in your voice, in your expression, in your truth, in your physical day to day as well. The air energy as well connects you to your higher self. So again, we can go even deeper into the spiritual realms here with the air element. The higher self is your higher wisdom. And then we're going even deeper into the star seed realms, into your star seed origins, really connecting to your star seed lineage and really being able to pull and draw from that cosmic connection, that cosmic lineage. Everybody has some sort of connection to the star seed, the star realms. So it's about really reconnecting to that and pulling that power and that light in through your higher self to then begin to activate and bring in more light and more frequency into your work, into whatever it is you want to express or create in your life. So the air element really helps with that creation aspect too. I love this energy. It's really, really great, the starseed energy. So then we go into the water element, which is the left side of the womb, which is the left ovary as well. So here we're going into those realms of the feminine essence, the feminine energy. A lot of work is needed here too, quite a lot. And I do find myself working, again, like I said, a lot with the left and the right side, the water and the fire. So the water element and the feminine essence, really it's about clearing and unblocking these areas to really strengthen the flow of the water frequency and the feminine essence to really expand. I do find in this area there are a lot of walls that's hiding your feminine self, that's suppressing the feminine. A lot of defense mechanisms are here too that need to be sort of brought down, that need to be kind of opened up. And the feminine self needs to know that she's safe, that she's safe in coming out into the world, that she's safe in rebirthing herself, embracing and expanding into your body, expanding into your heart. So a lot of real profound work can be done here on this left side, a lot of expansion and opening of the feminine self, uncovering your true feminine essence, your true feminine voice, her truth, her wisdom, and accessing the deeper aspects of your soul and your intuition as well. So without the water element, I just don't know what we would do. We need that water element to stay connected to your soul and to your higher guidance and to your feminine intuition and your feminine gift, so that you can stay aligned to the universe. So really it is about staying aligned to the universe, and we need the feminine and masculine to work with each other in that way. We can't go ahead and take action before we've tapped into the universe. So we need the feminine to really tap into the universe, to tap into the wisdom and the higher self and the higher guidance. Then the masculine needs to listen and then take the aligned action. So that's how the water and fire element work together. Anne Marie says, if you don't have your ovaries, does this matter? It's a very, very good question. A lot of people ask this. So I should have said this in the beginning. It doesn't matter if you've had a hysterectomy, if you've had ovaries, womb, if anything has been removed from this area, it doesn't matter, because you're still working with the energy centers. It's all energy. You still have an energetic womb and you still have your energetic ovaries there. So it has no impact on you really when you want to do this holy womb grail work, Anne-Marie. There's no impact. You can still work on clearing the energetic blockages that are there. Okay. Thanks, Alicia. Alicia also responded there too. Just another question I'm just going to ask you whilst I'm seeing it. Can you enter crone energy while still being in your 30s and haven't become a mother? Yes. So like I said, you can tap into all these aspects. It doesn't matter what age you're in, but really there's like a more of a physical embodiment when you hit those ages. Do you see what I mean? You can tap in and work with the mother, the maiden, the crone at any time. It's just, more of the physical aspect of self also goes into those transitions as well. Jackie says, do males have anything like this? I know that males also do have their 8 gateways as well, and it's different. I don't know exactly, but I know the tip of the lingam is the first gateway, the second gateway. I can't remember the third gateway is the scrotum, I think. I can't remember exactly because I'm not an expert on the male energies, but yes, they do have the 8 gateways as well. Where was I? So the water, like I said, yeah. So really working with the balance of the feminine and masculine to work together. And this is, again, coming back to those energies of sacred union as well. When we're working with the left and the right ovaries, we're supporting you to hold and embody and activate the frequencies of sacred union within. Of course, we're working with the heart too. As you clear and unblock your womb, it naturally clears and opens and activates your heart. Sometimes when you've done too much heart energy work and you feel like you've hit an impasse, like you've hit a ceiling, and it's like, what more is there? It's because you need to go down into the womb and start working there. And then you find that you begin to move back and forth between the heart and the womb as they work together, as they're connected in this infinity spiral of energy flow, which is going more into the Kundalini activation, when you activate the holy womb Grail, and then you can raise the energy up and begin to activate the heart is really the next stage to really rising up the energy and activating the heart through that Kundalini holy womb Grail activation. And then the next stage is from the heart into the pineal, through the crown and into the pineal. So there's a bit of a journey there with that, which is supportive of activating your full Shakti circuit. Right, so the first stage to doing that is to start working with these 8 gateways within the Holy Womb Grail. It's something I feel that on this path of spiritual mastery, or this priestess path, that every woman has to do. You cannot bypass this. You cannot skip this part. This is the key here to everything in terms of this Magdalene sort of embodiment, this Magdalene priestess lineage, the mystery schools of Isis, and working deeper with these energies and the sexual power, the sexual energies, the Kundalini. It's all rooted in this work with the 8 gateways. So this is really what begins to open and activate a lot within the body, and then you can start working deeper and channeling those energies even deeper once you get to that point. Oh, I've talked so much, guys. I don't think I've taken a breath. I do apologize if I talk too fast. I know people have said that to me before, and sometimes because I'm channeling, it just comes through so quickly, and my mind works too fast sometimes. Okay, so then the final gateway we have is the 8th gateway, one of my favorites as well, the cosmic womb. So once you start activating the womb medicine wheel and begin to work with those elements, really balancing and activating and strengthening those elements, you're then working with the 8th gateway, which is at the center of the womb, which connects you. It's like this point of source, connecting you to the point of all creation. I always talk about this too. I'm going to mention it again. So the point of all creation is the galactic center. It's the Milky Way. It's the point from which the entire universe was birthed. So you hold that technology within you. You hold that point within you, because that's the only way you have that ability to birth, right? When you're birthing projects, when you're birthing babies and children, and you're birthing all sorts of things in your life, desires and wishes and abundance, and you need to tap into this aspect of birthing, to really learn this process of birth and creation. And I really feel that when you start working with the eighth gateway, that's when you start tapping into divine will. That's when you start coming deeper into alignment with the universe, deeper into alignment with your ability to be of service to humanity, in whatever way that's in alignment to you, your purpose, your destiny, whatever it is that you're here to fulfill in this lifetime. So the eighth gateway connects you to that source point, that source energy, not only to revitalize yourself, but it's also the point of balance. And again, coming back to the point, like the point in the womb, you've got the north, the south, the east, the west, the 4 points either side. And that really represents how the universe came to be birthed. That it all started with 1 point in the center, which then became a thought or a consciousness, and it extended out, north, south, and east, west. And that's kind of the start of the birth of creation. We can go much deeper into that, but then that's what represents the cross. The cross is representative of the creation point. So I just love the cross. I'm obsessed with the cross. But of course, we've got this cross too. So you can see how all the cross starts to make sense, right? So the cosmic womb is what we call this point, the cosmic womb, the womb of the cosmos that continues to birth and expand our universe and continues to birth life. So you can activate that within you. And like I said, once you start tapping into that source point, you're tapping into divine will, and you're pulling through a higher frequency into your body, whether that be you're channeling, or whether it be that you're receiving higher guidance, whether that be you're doing some deep inner work within yourself, or you're traveling into the cosmos, or you're doing some interdimensional work, or you're pulling through and making some beautiful art, or you're doing some sister circles, whatever that may be that you're doing. Brings more power, more frequency as it connects you to the Holy Sophia. The Holy Sophia is the cosmic womb as well. The consciousness behind the cosmic womb is the Holy Sophia Christ, the feminine Christ. And this is why the Holy Womb Grail is the key to embodying, to really activating that feminine Christ embodiment, which is what Mary Magdalene did. She was the embodiment of the feminine Christ codes, if you see what I mean. So through the Holy Womb Grail, that is the pathway to this work and to holding this Holy Sophia energy within you. And once you start tapping into that eighth gateway, you're working with it intermittently. So you're working with birthing aspects of yourself through, like birthing aspects of your cosmic self, your elemental self, your starseed self, your Egyptian self, your Lemurian self. You're working with your multidimensional self. You're working with bringing yourself more into wholeness in a divine way, in divine aspects of self. And that is the process of what we call ascension. Ascension is about bringing all your light into your physical body until you're fully your light body, which is what Yeshua did. That's what Yeshua did. That's what his resurrection and his crucifixion was all about. That was his journey of ascension. So that's what we call the light body, is when you're fully anchored in your light. It means that you've pulled all aspects of your light into your physical self, which is then now you are the physical embodiment of your full divinity, which is ascension. And ascended masters, pretty much all I think the ascended masters have all gone through the same initiation process. They've all had lifetimes on earth, such as Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Yeshua. So that they've already passed through those stages of initiation, and they've achieved that feminine Christ embodiment, that ascension. And this is the pathway for all of us to do the same, right? Oh, Melissa, gosh, talking too much, right? This is very interesting. I liked what you said about working with certain chakras and then hitting a block again and again, showing there's another element which needs to be worked with before healing that aspect. Yes. Because I love this and the connection to the elements. I've always felt this. Also love the cross. Yeah, love the cross. So let me see if there's anything else I need to say there. So also the chalice is representative of the Holy Womb Grail, because actually the womb is shaped like a chalice. You know, the womb is like the cup, and the cervix and the yoni is like the bottom of the chalice, right? So it's the chalice. So that's why we call the Holy Grail, you know, the chalice. It's actually the feminine skull, the feminine ball, the feminine womb self. So you have that ability to activate that holy womb chalice, that holy womb grail within, right? Okay, so is that everything I need to say about that? Just give me a moment there just to just settle into that. So yes, so to summarize that then, we're working intermittently also with these 8 gateways. So sometimes we're going to be really into the maiden and like, oh God, there's so much to clear here. And the next thing you know, the maiden feels fine, and then you're into the mother. Or next thing you know, you're in the crone, or next thing you know, you're in the element. So it's just about going with the flow. There's no like right or wrong way of doing this, and there's no like structural, masculine, linear way of doing this either. It's just about being aware of these different energy centers, the energies that they hold, and just begin to work with them to clear them and strengthen them. Just like I said, just like your chakras, it's the same thing until you begin to cultivate that womb flow, that womb shakti. It's the beginning of cultivating and activating that womb shakti. You know, the yoni gateway, the womb gateways are all supporting that process. And then what will happen is the more you sort of generate and activate, that 8th gateway will open. And it's not exactly like a really obvious thing. It's not, sometimes people have really obvious awakenings, and sometimes it's more subtle. So it's not necessarily like you have to have like a really big activation. I find that when you're working with the womb, the energy is so much slower than you think. It's not like things are working really fast. Like the womb is, you know, she really works on that earthly sort of timeline. She's like, you know, working with the rhythms and the seasons of the earth and the movements of the earth and the energy. So that's not a rushed sort of fast energy. It's, you know, when you're clearing those blocks, you're really nurturing, and you're going into, you know, more of that earth timeline, where you're really sort of nurturing and taking your time, and allowing gradual shifts to occur here. And eventually you will just start to feel like you're holding more light within you, and eventually you will feel more of your feminine aspects of self come through in meditation, or in realizations, or in journaling, or whatever, and you begin to, it's like putting pieces of yourself back together. Understand? So with this, you're also working with the soul's blueprint. You're activating the blueprint. You're calling in past life aspects of self to be cleared, healed, gifts from past lives to come through. Like I said, your multidimensional aspects of self from your oversoul, whether that be you've had lifetimes in Pleiades, or Sirius, or the elemental realms, or whether you are at this moment having those lifetimes because you're multidimensional. It's just about working with them in a deeper way and pulling those aspects in so that you can have a deeper embodiment of that. So Amanda says, can we discuss how to hold space for aspects and blockages we're trying to release? So this is actually, you know, so this is the way I do it. I'm sure that people can give you different answers here, but the way that I hold space is calling in Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene. And that's what we're going to do in a moment. So that's exactly what I did with this journey of supporting the healing and the clearing and activating of the yoni in the womb. Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene step in and they hold that space. Okay. And so this is why they encouraged me to create the Holy Womb Grail Gates 8-week online course, which is going to open up next week, where I've actually kind of been sitting in the temple of the womb for the last sort of month or 2 months with them, and I've been channeling these transmissions through. So each of these transmissions is like having a one-on-one session, because you're invoking and pulling in their presence in. It's very, very divinely orchestrated, and all transmissions take place in the temple of the Holy Womb, which is where I'm going to take you today. They took me there. I didn't really know about this temple. They've taken me to different temples before, but this temple of the Holy Womb is where the priestesses would go and receive their womb initiations, and to begin to activate and open up their 8 gateways. So they used to go to this ancient priestess temple, the temple of the Holy Womb, in order to do this. So that's where they took me. They took me there, and every single healing took place within the temple of the Holy Womb. Now, back in those days, they had physical temples. And now we have them as etheric temples. Obviously, things have changed. We don't have these physical temples. We can go and do these initiations anymore. This is why everything has become more etheric in nature. These temples are available for us to access on an etheric level. So by etheric, I mean energetic. So when we're transporting you there, you are actually there on an energetic level, and you're being held in that space of the Temple of the Holy Womb by Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene. I hope that makes sense. Yvonne says, what's a good way to tell which star seeds we are? Well, it's about journeying, Yvonne, into the interdimensional realms. And that's actually something that in my transmission for air, in the course, I actually take you on a transmissional journey to find where your higher self resides, and to recover and your starseed origins, and to receive an activation from your starseed lineage. So that is actually in the transmission for air element. So you've got to work more with the air, more with the crown and your higher chakras, and start working with interdimensional travel, and also connecting with interdimensional beings. Okay. Susie, it's 8 weeks, but it's self-paced. It's a self-paced course, but it's designed as 8 weeks with each gateway. So first gateway week 1, second gateway week 2, and so on. Okay. Oh, that's so beautiful, Magdalena. She had a dream. Okay, wonderful. Okay, guys, so let's go into our transmission. So this is a time now where we just want to come into stillness, and just like to invite you to take this moment to allow yourself to be in an undisturbed space. You know, if you have set up your sacred space, you lit some candles and get yourself nice and relaxed. I'm going to take you on a short transmission journey to connect with the Temple of the Holy Womb, and to really work with Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene. So I will answer more questions later, guys. So let's just get into this first, because we're kind of coming up to time now. Okay, no worries, Juniper, Sandra, that's fine. Okay, so I just want to invite you all, the ones that are ready to receive this, to get yourself nice and relaxed. I would recommend lying down, but you can sit up. That's totally fine if that's what you prefer. Closing your eyes as we go on a journey now. So if you're new to this, I'm just going to turn the music up. And I'm going to begin to take you on a guided journey, and it's actually more of a transmission, and it's channeled. So it's like a live channeling with Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene. It's not just a meditation, it's more than that. Okay. So let's just take a moment, just clearing the air here, coming out of our heads, and taking a moment to close your eyes now. Just going to sort the music out 1 second. So taking a moment now to close your eyes, relax, let go. Taking some deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And just allowing yourself just to let go, surrender, as you give your mind permission to rest, and give your body permission to rest now. As you see, sense or feel your mind drop down into your heart center, at the center of your chest. Taking some deep breaths, releasing all thoughts, feelings and concerns into the light. As you just set that intent to go deep, deep into your heart and into your womb. Dropping your mind down into your heart, and dropping your heart down into your womb. And see, sense or feel your feet rooting down, connecting into the crystal core of Mother Earth. As you see, sense or feel the beautiful crystal beneath your feet, clear quartz slab or block. Allowing your feet to root in and activate, and go into and connect in with that crystal beneath your feet. hooking you into the crystalline grid of light, the Earth's grid, anchoring you into Source. As we prepare to go on a journey through time and space, and just surrendering and leaving behind all attachments, all connections, all relationships. Let's just leave it all behind the door, and just imagine yourself just coming into a private container, closing that door, disconnecting from the world as you feel safe, rooted to the earth and ready to go on a journey. As you see, sense or feel a portal of light open up before you. And this portal of light is the doorway that takes you to an ancient time of the priestesses. So see, sense or feel yourself just setting that intent for making this journey as you step through this portal of light, and you allow yourself to journey through time and space as you now arrive to a time of the ancient priestesses, and you feel your feet land on ancient earth, and you're up a mountain, and you're standing on stone, like mountain stone. You're on like a mountain cliff, and you look down and you see a stone stairway leading down to an ancient priestess temple, the temple of the Holy Womb. And you begin to make your way down these steps now, down these stone steps, getting closer and closer to the doorway of the temple of the Holy Womb. Allowing yourself to feel the energy of this ancient priestess land. As you now approach the doorway in the temple, and you see ancient symbols imprinted on the door and on the temple. On the door you see a gold cross with many other symbols, including the caduceus symbol, the snake with the wings, the sign of the Kundalini activation. When you are ready, you take a breath and you prepare yourself to enter into the temple. But before you do, the temple asks you to say the vow. I vow to align to my high priestess sovereignty and embody my Magdalene lineage. I vow to be in integrity to my true priestess self and to walk the path of Isis and Magdalene. The doorway now opens and you are invited to step inside the temple of the Holy Womb. As you step inside the temple, you look around. Candles are lit and there's a warm glow around the temple walls. And it feels like you've stepped into a womb cave. You see ancient priestess symbols on the walls, and you see a beautiful altar. And before you stands Mother Mary, and Mary Magdalene. They have been waiting for you. They greet you and they welcome you to the temple of the Holy Womb. You see a bed in the center of the temple, and they ask you to lie down on this bed. The bed has silk sheets, so when you lie on it, you instantly feel nurtured and comforted. And they say to you, are you ready to receive an opening, an initiation into the temple of the Holy Womb? And they say to you, there is no need to be afraid. This is a safe space, a gentle, loving and nurturing space of the divine feminine. So if there's any uncertainty here, it's okay. Just know that there's some blocks clearing around your ability to surrender to the deeper feminine work, the deeper feminine power, and actually really owning your own feminine power. So at this point, blocks may be revealed within you, perhaps even a resistance around being open and receptive to this work. Mother Mary steps forward and she places a white rose in your hands. And this white rose has outlines of blue on the petals. So it looks like a blue and white rose. She asks you to hold this rose in your hands. And she says, this blue and white rose will connect you to your higher self. It will support you to return to your heart. Just hold this rose for a moment and see, sense or feel white and blue frequencies of light radiating from the rose and absorbing into your body as you hold the rose in your hands. And your whole body begins to be filled with a blue and white frequency of light, clearing away any old cords, energies, resistance or fears. And just begin to receive more and more of this blue and white frequency of light into your body, just bringing a soothingness and a calmness to your mind, to your heart, a deeper surrender and trust to birth in your body. And you very gently just lie down on the bed, and you keep this blue and white rose rested on your heart. And Mother Mary takes some pink rose petals, and she begins to just sprinkle these pink rose petals all over your body, your yoni and your womb. Celebrating you, honoring your divine feminine essence and power. And Mother Mary now takes this holy rose-infused water. This water is a very special pink rose essence. And she takes this pink rose essence water, and she begins to start pouring this water very gently on your womb and your yoni. And this water just supports a soothing, a comforting, a healing and releasing. Just encouraging the womb and the yoni to relax. Pouring this beautiful high vibrational pink rose infused water on the womb and the yoni now. And just very gently disarming the yoni and the womb. Just allowing barriers to melt away. Allowing a deeper sense of comfort and relaxation and surrender and trust to come through into your body. And she just continues to pour this pink rose essence on your womb and yoni now. And now she's going deeper into your yoni, and she's just pouring this pink rose essence all over your yoni lips, your clitoris. Just really supporting the armoring of the yoni, just helping it to become more receptive, to help it to feel more safe and loved. Just know this is very, very sensitive work. This is very tender and sensitive work. But this is the key. If you are feeling anything at all, or any discomfort or any pain, this means that the block is beginning to clear. So actually you're hitting a core wounding. And that's what you want to access. That's the true work. It's beginning to work with this core wounding within the feminine centers. And as Mary Magdalene pours this pink rose essence, continues to pour like a waterfall on your yoni, Mary Magdalene stands at your head and she places both her hands on your shoulders. Instantly you feel her presence and her support. As she places her hands on both your shoulders, you feel a deeper anchoring, a deeper sense of being held and feeling safe. She's holding space for you right now. And she takes a red rose, Mary Magdalene, and she places the red rose on your throat chakra and on your third eye chakra. So she places two red roses, one on the throat, one on the third eye. Just supporting the clearing, healing and unblocking of the third eye and the throat. And for the third eye and the throat to reconnect to their feminine wisdom. And Mother Mary now moves back up towards your womb area. And she begins to pour this pink rose essence over your lower abdomen, your belly button area, your navel. Just pouring and pouring and pouring this pink rose essence. Supporting the womb and the sacral chakra to open and activate. And now your womb has opened up. It's like the womb has split in half almost and opened up energetically just for it to be open and revealed. So now Mother Mary takes this pink rose water and she pours it inside your womb. So the water's now going inside your womb bowl, and it's beginning to clear and cleanse the womb bowl and begin to remove any attachments or blockages to your womb bowl and to your womb lining. And she begins to pour this water like a waterfall, and the water is swirling and swirling through your womb bowl, just swirling and swirling, releasing and melting away and loosening up your womb to allow it to be more receptive. And the water will begin to just pull away any blockages, and what will happen is the water and the blockages will drain all the way down and out of your yoni, and Mother Mary will throw them into the white flame of transmutation. So everything comes out of the yoni, all blockages, and she keeps pouring the water here until everything is released out and the womb bowl is clear. And now Mother Mary takes a step back and Mary Magdalene steps forward. And she just places her hands on your womb. She places one hand on your right side of your womb, your right ovary and the right side. And she places another hand on the left side of your womb and your left ovary. And she just holds her hands here for a second. She's just channeling some energy, some life force and some power to kind of kickstart your ovaries and kickstart your womb with some energy and light. So as you feel her hands on either side of your womb, just begin to feel energy beginning to circulate within your womb now, like that womb spiral is just beginning to form and merge, and energy flow is beginning to move and activate. And you begin to perhaps feel an energetic swirl through the 4 gateways of earth, fire, air and water. As she begins to circulate that energy, just creating a clearing through your womb spiral, your womb medicine wheel. And anything that needs to be cleared will just energetically spiral out and down and out of the yoni, and will go into the white flame. So she's just infusing a lot of life and a lot of light into your womb now. And now Mary Magdalene takes a red rose, just the flower bud, and she begins to sort of stroke this red rose over your clitoris, and then very gently down to your yoni lips. And she just begins to stroke the yoni with the red rose, just supporting a deeper opening and activation of the yoni. And then she very gently moves that red rose to your yoni entranceway and just places the red rose inside your yoni entranceway, supporting a deeper activation of your 2nd and 3rd gateways, the G-spot and the cervix, just filling up your entire yoni passageway with the red rose light, with the red rose frequency, just supporting the red rose to clear inside your yoni now, just clearing and unblocking. And And she begins to gently move the red rose inside your yoni passageway, so where your G-spot and cervix are. She begins to move the red rose, a bit like a duster, and the red rose is kind of pulling and drawing in and absorbing any heavy energies, any density, any blockages. The red rose is absorbing it, it's pulling it out, and it's sort of sticking to the red rose, so it's like cleaning this area up, if you see what I mean. So that red rose is sort of clearing the second and third gateways and just clearing this area, creating more of an opening and expansion as the red rose just pulls and clears any density now from these areas. And when she is done, she'll pull out the red rose through and out of your yoni, and she'll throw any blockages into the white flame, and it will transmute in the white flame. Mary Magdalene now takes a very sacred oil, a sacred infused oil, and she draws a cross on your third eye. And she says, may you become one with the cosmos. And she now takes the sacred oil and she draws a cross on your lower abdomen, on your womb. And she says, may you become one with the earth. And she now places a red rose on your heart. And she says, may you become one with your divinity. And she activates the cross over your body. So just see, sense or feel a large energetic cross forming from your head down to your womb, and across from your left fingers to your right fingers. If you were in a open lying down position, she draws the cross, almost forms the cross over your body, with the center of the cross being at the heart and the red rose on your heart, activating your heart chakra and opening you up to receive the initiations of the temple of the Holy Womb. She says, may you be at one. May you be at one with the forces of all creation. May you be at one with your divine self. May you be at one with your feminine Christ embodiment. May the forces of Shakti flow within you and around you. May you become one with the Holy Grail. And the initiation is now complete. You are now ready and open to receive your initiations of the Temple of the Holy Womb. So just take this moment now to thank Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene for their guidance and support. Take this in for a moment, this frequency of the Temple of the Holy Womb, where true alchemy and healing can occur here. And just saying goodbye for now as we give our gratitude and thanks, and you now leave and exit the Temple of the Holy Womb. As you go back through, up the steps, and back through the portal of light, that doorway, traveling back through time and space, all the way back to the here and the now, back into your body, back into your physical self, coming back now into the here and the now, anchoring yourself into the earth, grounding your feet back into this earth plane, into your physical location, and very gently, when you're ready, slowly coming back and very gently rooting yourself in, centering yourself in your heart, and very gently opening your eyes when you're ready. All right. So, that was our little journey today to the Temple of the Holy Womb. I hope that you're all back. Just make sure that your feet are grounded into the earth and get yourself rooted back into the earth's grid. Just see, sense or feel that large clear quartz crystal beneath your feet, bringing you back now into the here and the now, into your body, bringing all parts of yourself back into the now. Okay. Carolina says that's very intense. Emerald, that was incredibly beautiful and powerful. Antonia, beautiful. Basilica, thank you. Thanks, Josie. Thanks, Melina. Yeah, extremely hot, says Melina. Beautiful. Yeah, you felt their presence deeply, says Leanne. Yeah. Yeah, their presence is so deep with this work. It really, really is. Crystal says coughed so much. Yeah, that's your throat. A lot clearing from your throat there, Crystal, which is all linked to your yoni and your womb. Oh, wow. So many thank you messages, guys. That's beautiful. Thank you. Left ovary cramping. So that's your left side opening up, clearing and releasing already. Leanne. Beautiful. Okay, my dears. So it's been such an honor and a pleasure. So if for those who are ready to step in and receive a deeper work around this, I'm opening up the Holy Womb Grail Gates online course. It's an 8-week self-paced course where you receive 9 transmissions, actually. Very, very similar to what you just had, but going much deeper into each gateway. All of them will be facilitated in the Temple of the Holy Womb. All of them have been channeled with the divine presence of Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene. It's all been facilitated by them. I've just been the in-between person to create the course. They want you to have this course as like lifetime worth of tools to come back to. Like, these transmissions are not just listening to them one time. You come back to them again and again and again. It's like high quality audio transmissions that you can listen to anytime that you feel like, I need to clear my first gateway, I need to clear my air element, I need to clear my earth. You've got all the transmissions, and on top of that, embodiment practices as well, separately recorded different embodiment practices to support each of those gateways and clearings and openings. So for me, this is something that's been really, really needed. It's like all the tools that you need to really support you to go deep and to clear and to heal. With support of Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene. Anytime you feel you have a blockage in the right side of your womb or the left side, you listen to that transmission and they will come into, they'll take you to the Temple of the Holy Womb and they will clear that for you. And so each and every time you listen to the transmissions, it's like a different experience because you're receiving it again on another level. You're experiencing, it's like, I know I was guided to make them to almost be like you're receiving a one-on-one session. You know, it's kind of like that, transporting you to that energy, to that etheric temple of light. So that course is opening up next week, so I will send an email about that. There is a very, very, very special offer on it, as in I've cut the price, and that's going to be available just for a limited time. So all the information will be released in the next couple of days, either on Monday or Tuesday. I'm thinking maybe just Monday. I'll send an email and you can read more about the course on the page on the website when it's released. Patricia says, is the Holy Cross Related to the Ankh. Yes, it is indeed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the Ankh is like another, I guess, energetic formation of the cross too. So you can work with the Ankh as well in that way. Yes, so yes, absolutely. Thank you very much, Pev. Jen says, will the course be live like today? It's recorded audio transmissions, which are lifetime access. The best way that I was told to do it was to record them so that you can have access to high quality audio and have listen to them whenever you need. Do you see what I mean? So it's like a lifetime's worth of tools that you have. So it will be, yeah, so the transmissions is pretty much exactly like what I've just done for you today, like what you will hear, where you'll be taken. But each time you go to the Temple of the Holy Womb, you receive something different. You receive a different work or different activation, if that makes sense. So it is, the transmission is like today, but it's a whole series of 9 transmissions. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And then we've got like other embodiment practices like ovarian breathing, placenta healing and rebirthing. I can't remember what else I put in there now. Rite of the menarche. There's a few other things. I can't remember now all of them, but it's all listed on the page. But they're all separate embodiment practices as well that you can come back to daily and weekly to support, to keep generating energy and activation in your womb and your yoni, and to continue to clear these centers. I hope that I'm not missing out any questions here. Latoya says both left and right ovary opened up as well as palpitations within my heart chakra. Wow. My third eye really tapped in. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Tressia, thank you. So grateful. Guys, the price, I'm not going to talk prices today. I'm just going to put it all out there in the next few days. Okay, then you can see for yourself. Lisa, is there live support? You can come into the Facebook group, you know, the Facebook group, you can come in the main Magdalene Rose Temple Facebook group. So if you have questions, you can pop them into there regarding the course. Okay, Latoya says, is the new course going to be different from the 11-week course in September? Yes. So this is just for Holy Womb Grail Gates. It's an 8-week course that takes you deep into each gateway. So I'm just finding the diagram, working with the maiden, the mother, the crone, the earth, the fire, the air, the water, and the cosmic womb. So those are the transmissions you're going to receive. And then the embodiment practices to support the overall wellness and healing of your womb and your yoni. The 11-week course is Sacred Union. That starts, I can't remember, the 19th of September. That is more of a journey of, well, as it says, Sacred Union, working with Yeshua, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene. Similar energy, but when this is really deep womb work. Okay, so it's a different kind of work. We're going into the Temple of the Holy Womb. Sacred Union is receiving the Sacred Union activations to bring union within feminine and masculine. Crystal says, will this be available to purchase indefinitely? Yes. So the special offer is for a limited time, but the course will all, from the moment I open it, will always be available to purchase. Millie says, do you recommend to start with the first gateway? Yes. So that's how the transmissions work as well. We start with the first gateway, and then you work your way through the gateways like that. And then once you've gone through, you know, them all in a linear sense, then you can dip in and out of them whenever you want. It's just go through the journey from beginning to end, and then when you're finished, then dip in and out whenever you feel. That's beautiful, says Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. I'm not sure about 144 Loali. I'm sorry, I really don't know. You need to look that up. Celia says, is the course an audio video? It's video and audio. So there's video modules, introductory video modules, and then all the transmissions are in audio. So you can have them on, you can download them, have them on your phone, and just take them wherever you want and utilize them like regularly. Susie says, can we purchase the 11-week course now? No, that doesn't open up until next month. That is actually, there's something going on with that course. It's going through a bit of a rebirth. It's more of a live program. Sacred Union is more of a live program. So that's not available as a course at the moment. Susie says, can you do both, or is that too much? Yes, you can do both. If you're ready and you're open and you want to receive the work, you can do both Holy Grail Gates and Sacred Union. Is totally fine. Okay. In fact, you know, doing the Holy Womb Grail can prepare you for Sacred Union. Oh, so lovely to connect with you as well, Kirsty. Melissa's fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, Georgina. Thanks, Kirsty. Thanks, Leanne. Okay, beautiful, guys. So we're coming to our close for our masterclass. It's been so wonderful and exciting to connect with you all today. I hope that you've enjoyed this journey. I'm going to pop this on replay in the Magdalene Rose Temple, the free masterclasses section, but I'll send you everybody a link so you've got access to it whenever you want to come back to this. It's always here. So it's been such an honor. Thank you all for joining me live. I've really, really enjoyed our time together, and it's always so magical to call in Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, and do this deep work. It's just my deepest passion and dedication to them and their mission and your mission, you know, to support your journey too. So I'm really, really honored to support you all on this journey. Yvonne says, is healing deeper when we don't see anything during the transmission? You don't have to see anything, Yvonne. You can even sense or feel. It just depends on how you receive the energy. It doesn't, you don't have to see or visualize. You can just feel, or you can just go with the flow and tune in with your body. But most importantly, the more you continue to receive this work, the more you're able to surrender, and the more you're able to trust and allow your body to experience it in whatever way it's right for you. If you see what I mean. So even just by receiving it, you're unblocking yourself. Even when you don't go deep, it means that you're unblocking, right? Because you're unblocking so that you can go deep. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, my dears, sending you all so much love, many, many blessings to you all, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Bye.